Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode, another day of 30 NSG. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about, well, the news cycle is really slow right now. So basically what we're going to be talking about, we have three topics, I should say. One of the topics is that Marvel Spider-Man 2 was the best-selling game in the U.S. last month on PlayStation 5, remained top consoles. That's not what I want to talk about. What I want to talk about is that they always bring up these top 10 list of selling things, but there's really no type of rhyme or reason. There's no proof of why this list is what it is, and I'm going to go over that in a little bit because I did a little research on each of the games in the top 10, and we're going to go over there what we know as a public of the actual game sales. So we'll talk about that. One of the other topics I want to talk about is that there's rumored 3 new game modes are coming to Fortnite in December. We'll talk about that as well. And then on top of that, we're going to be talking about Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League. We're going to watch the video that we watched yesterday. I'm going to kind of like watch it, actually listen to what the developers are talking about, pause it, break it down, have a conversation about Suicide Squad because or I should say myself, I am interested in the game. But I'm interested in the game because of the single-player aspect of it and the storytelling of Rocksteady. But I also have my concerns. I have a video that popped up this morning. You guys can watch that on a separate, that talks about the live service aspects, and we'll go over the live service a little bit on today's show. So, chat, you're always welcome to have conversations and bring up stuff. Once we're done with the main topics and whatnot, we can bounce off to something else. So I appreciate it very much. Make sure you hit that like button down below. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, hit that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 2,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And if you'd like to go above and beyond that, you become a member as little as $5. So, all right, so let's get started. Let's get started with the Spider-Man chat here. What's going on, chat? 176. What's going on, Travis? Jesse Mack, Dave Rose, Mo, Water. Good morning, good morning. Travis says this is getting Suicide Squad to play with friends, but no longer doing it just for them. I'm interested for me. Nice. All right, so Spider-Man 2 was the best-selling game in the U.S. last month. PlayStation 5 remained the top console. So video game analyst group Circana was released in October of 2023 U.S. Video Game Market Highlights Report, and in it, the company reveals that Marvel Spider-Man 2 was the best-selling game of the month. Now, PlayStation 5 was the best-selling console of the month as well. So Marvel Spider-Man 2 taking the top slot last month isn't surprising. The fastest-selling PlayStation Studio game ever and sold through 5 million copies in just 11 days. Now, obviously, they say that, I think God of War Ragnarok sold 5.1 in the first week, but yet they say Spider-Man is selling 5.1 in 11 days. So let me look that up real fast. Because I'm pretty sure they said God of War. Let's see, copies sold. Nope, that's wrong. God of War Ragnarok copies sold 11 million units, 5.1. Okay, sold more than 5.1 million during the first week in November of 2022. So this is what I'm talking about, right? The media, this is what they do for movies. This is what they do, and this is me not shitting on Spider-Man 2. Enjoy your game, have fun. I don't care about that. I'm bringing up a point of that they say things just to get the regular public be like, oh, see, it's like Twitter fuel, right? It's like Twitter fuel or people that come in a chat and be like, well, it's the number one. So let me read it again, right? It says it's the fastest selling PlayStation Studio game ever and sold through 5 million copies in just 11 days. Okay, that's what it says right here. Okay, let me make it nice and big for you, right? It's the fastest selling PlayStation Studio game ever and sold through 5 million copies in just 11 days. The action-adventure game is a follow-up to the much-allowed God of War 2018, sold more than 5.1 million units during the first week in November. So which one is it? Which is the best-selling game of all time? Is it God of War selling 5.1 in the first week, or is it Spider-Man the fastest-selling to 5 million copies in just 11 days? I'm a little confused, right? I'm a little confused. But let's continue, because this is not about Spider-Man 2, and this is not about PlayStation. Okay, it's about the industry itself. Okay. So behind Marvel Spider-Man 2 on October 2023, the best-selling list of Super Mario Bros. Wonder, the latest Switch exclusive for Nintendo at the time, and Assassin's Creed Mirage, a shorter throwback title from Ubisoft starring Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Okay, last month's best-selling game, Starfield, the last RPG from Bethesda, dropped to 14th place in October, and other news released by them, okay, UFC 5, which debuted in 7th place last month, EA NHL 24 behind 8th place and 9th place. Okay, so here's the top selling of October games, okay? But let's look at this is what I want to look at, right? The top selling games of the year so far, okay? So Hogwarts Legacy, what I have found, okay, has said that it sold 15 plus million copies. It just it hit that 15 mark, and that was for just the current gen console. That wasn't for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. The 15 mark came out way before they even launched it on those consoles. So all we know is 15 million copies sold for Hogwarts Legacy. Now, that's number one, right? Number two is Zelda. Now listen to this. Zelda's number two at 19.5 million. Last time I checked, 19 is greater than 15, right? 19 is greater than 15. So I don't understand how they're actually making these lists. And this is why I don't take anything seriously when someone comes into the chat and says this sold this, or articles are written like this, because then the third one is Madden. Madden's out there, and it just says that they don't tell you the sales. They just says it's still the leader. It's been the leader for the last 15 years or 24 years in the month it comes out. That's all it says. Now we have number 4 spot, Spider-Man, which is 5 million. Congratulations. Okay. But then the 5th spot, we have Diablo 4, which has sold 10 plus million copies. I'm confused, because if the last thing we saw about Spider-Man was it sold 5 million copies in 11 days, but Diablo has sold over 10 plus million copies, how is Spider-Man in front of Diablo? I'm confused. This says top 10 best-selling games of 2023 year to date, does it not? Okay. The next one is Call of Duty, which is 8 million. Okay. 8 million. And you're like, well, this actually kind of makes sense, right? All right. 8 million's below 10 million, which is Diablo. Okay, cool. Jedi Survivor's on this list. And all we know that Jedi Survivor sold is 1 million units. That's it. 1 million units. But yet Mortal Kombat's on the list below Jedi Survivor, and it sold 3 million. That's what we know for the public, 3 million copies. But then we have Starfield, which has sold plus 10 million copies. Okay? Supposedly there's 17 million people playing, 10 million of them bought a copy of Starfield, but it's at number 9, which really should be at number 3 or 4, but we don't know. And then we have Resident Evil 4 Remake, sitting at 5.4 million copies. Last time I checked, 5.4 is higher than 3, is higher than 1, is higher than 5. So, this is my point. I am so tired of outlets and people that come in and say that this game sold this many, but we don't know the actual numbers. We'll never know the actual numbers. Okay. And only people that would like to make a point on what they're saying bring up something and say, well, it's the fastest selling. Again, it's the fastest selling PlayStation Studio game ever and sold 5 million copies in just 11 days. But yet God of War sold 5.1 million in 1 week. And the last time I checked, 1 week is faster than 11 days. But these are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments section down below. Are you tired of just these outlets and people coming in saying big numbers just to say big numbers? Because nothing makes sense. Nothing should be taken with the actual value that they give it to you from face value, because all the numbers right now are la la land. Thank you for watching. Please make sure you share, like, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching. Yeah, but see that, Travis? What I find amazing, and I'm not just by you, people have a thing in their head where someone said yesterday that Spider-Man sold 10 million units, right? 10 million units, which if it did, fantastic, right? But to sell 10 million units when you only have 41 million units out in the world is astro-fucking-nomical. 5 million is astro-fucking-nomical when you have 40 million, okay? To say 1/4 of the PlayStation, I can kind of, in my brain go, well, Spider-Man is one of the most popular characters in the world, so I can kind of see it, right? And it's a sequel, right? And people really liked the first in 2018. 1/3 of the people liked Spider-Man Miles Morales in 2020. And now in 2023, Spider-Man 2 comes out, and it's plausible if you told me the numbers were 90 million, 100 million copies, right? But then for someone to say, I can't believe Starfield sold that many. Why? Why? Why can't people believe that 30 million people played at some point Fallout 76, but they can't believe that another game hits the same number? Or if this other game makes it, they're like, oh yeah, 100%. No way 10 million people bought the free game. It's not, one, it's not free. And two, what's more astronomical? 10 million people with 40 million copies out there, or 10 million copies with 35 million, and then also PC and also mobile and televisions? I don't know. Seems a little bit more plausible that Starfield sold that many because it's over like 100 million devices. I can see if it's beloved all over the world and it's the holiday season. I went to two stores looking for it, and they were sold out. For which one, Dave? For which one? I just find it hard to believe because it was with Game Pass. That would be like me buying a game included with PlayStation Plus. That's just weird to me. But here's the thing. People bought, right? People bought to get the 5-day early access, regardless if you had Game Pass. If they wanted that 5 days early access, people bought it, right? Me and Sarge have been saying for years, we're like, how are you going to make this where you can get a game where you don't even have to buy it, and then people buy it because they get early access of it, right? For the 5 extra days, right? I bought the $33. Silent Warrior says, I bought it for $33 upgrade, right? Now, the $33 upgrade for him, now let's say Mo, I don't know if we did or not, but let's say Mo bought it for the $100. Okay, it's $70 standard price. 100, I think it was 100 or 120, right? For the 5-day early access, right? Or $100, I think it was for the early access. Now Silent Warrior pays $30. Well, if this is 100 and this is 30, well, that makes $130. Well, a game costs $70, right? 65. If you split it in half, it's 65 per copy now. That's 2 copies. People buy games on PC when they can just download them for free. Exactly, Paul. Right? I just find it funny because the bias comes out when someone says, well, this game sold this many. And when someone says this game sold this many, everyone's like, no fucking way. There's no fucking way that game sold that many. You're like, why? Why? Because you don't like it? Other people don't like it either? I mean, I don't understand. But does that upgrade count as a sale, or is the game? That's my question. I don't know, Rose. I would assume that if a game costs $100 and it's a copy, and a game costs $30, that's a copy, right? Copy. $100 copy, $30 copy. 2 copies. Right? It's 2 copies. This person bought it for 100, this person bought it for 30. 2 copies. That's it. It doesn't matter the end line of how much did that person pay for that copy. This person offset this. If you give me money and I spend it on something else, it's none of your goddamn business when I spend my money on, right? So if they take 2 copies and they get $130, it doesn't matter if they count it as 1 or if they count it as 2. What are they supposed to count this as a half because this is $33 for the upgrade, and then this one counts as what, 1.5? I don't like the whole pay for 3-day access period to me. It's stupid and solely so they can make people get it early so they can say good things. No, that's not why they do it. That's not why they do it at all. They get it so they can get the extra $30. They give you the 3 days early access or 5 days early access so they can charge $100 for a game. That's exactly why they do that, right? People are like, I'm not paying for a $100 video game. You want 5 days early access? You pay $100. Oh, that's cool. 5 days early access. It's not about getting out there early and giving it good reviews or anything like that. It's literally to make the sales. That's it. I'm just so tired. How do you have Zelda, which is on record, 19.5 million copies sold, right? And where's Mario Wonder? Where's Mario Wonder? Mario Wonder sold 4.3 million, and we just kind of like brush it off. They're like, well, Spider-Man beat it. Okay, it still sold 4.3 million copies, which is faster than any of these other games did it. I truly hate. I shouldn't say hate. I truly dislike the way the media writes stuff. Just like Captain Marvel, right? #1 movie in the box office, yet it made $2 million. Congratulations. You're the shittiest movie ever to get #1 at the box office this weekend. Right? I guess, sure, you could say #1 movie, right? #1 movie. And that wouldn't be a lie because you got the... But there's no movies out. Right? I'm the #1 highest watching YouTube channel that you're watching right now. On a Thursday at 10:17. It's like they bend and twist just to make something sound, right? And if you're watching 2 casts simultaneously, I'm the largest second cast that you're watching on your second window that's opened up on your first monitor. It's like so it's so ridiculous. Mike, you getting that review copy for Avatar? I didn't even ask for one. I don't think there's a lot of games that I don't even get looked for because you know, I'm just a small channel. They don't give a shit. I was really surprised that Lord of the Rings one gave me a key. The Marvels flopped so hard that Kevin Feige is so embarrassed about Disney, he lost their 20 what is that? 29 billion because of Marvels? They lost their 29. What's 29? Is that Disney? They lost their 20. Is that billion? What is that? What does the B stand for? When they want to praise something, they'll find a way, no matter how stupid they look in the process. It's just stupid to me, right? Like when we read that thing yesterday, and someone said that Spider-Man sold 10 million copies. I'm like, don't you think PlayStation would be out saying something about it? It's almost been 24 hours. It's almost been 24 hours, and PlayStation hasn't said shit about it, right? Jeff tweeted, gaming and awards are competitive by nature, but ultimately, what unifies us is the love of the medium. Oh, really, Jeff? Then why are you doing a reward show? So ridiculous. It's what brings us all together. Oh, and by the way, we had 84 million people watch us, and the ad revenue and the money that I've gotten from that is just gigantic. And I love it. But it's all about just bringing us all together. Why don't you do it for free then, Jeff? Right? Why don't you do it for free? Why don't you just do the award show with no advertisements? See if because everyone just loves it. See how much money you make when people have to just donate to you, like you're a YouTube channel. Oh, of course, Paul. The Game Awards nominee for Best Ongoing Game Award Show. That's right, Ron. It's not how it starts. It's how it finishes. Yeah, I want to read Paul's thing again up here where it says Jeff tweets, gaming and awards are competitive by nature, but ultimately what unifies us is the love of the medium. Is Grand Theft Auto 6 going to be in a trailer at your award show, Jeff? Maybe you shouldn't post it just to, because we don't really need your award show to bring us together. No, Travis, Jeff Keighley reminds me of a person that always tried to fit into a group, right? Like he's a person that never got into any group because he couldn't commit, right? He wanted to be with the football players but couldn't hang out with the football players, so he all the football players were like talking and he's just hanging out pretending he's one of the boys. The D&D crew's all talking, he just hangs out on the thing. And now that he's right, because he was a nerd, right? He was a nerd when he was a kid, right? Talking about video games and whatnot. He's now getting that, what he thinks is respect because of what he's doing. He gets to sit at the adults table now instead of the kids table, right? That's what he's doing. It's not what he does that makes people respect him. He thinks because he gets Kojima there that everyone's like, oh, you got Kojima. Oh, right? What he doesn't understand, right? What he doesn't understand, people don't actually respect him, but they use him for what he's doing. But he doesn't care because he feels that he's getting the respect that he wanted when he was younger. That's my outlook on it. Because he's always, every time he does something, hey, we got a big trailer for you. We got the, and whatever it is, insert that game that he wants. I was the guy that got that trailer. I was the guy that got Grand Theft Auto on our award show. Right? He's looking to grab things to make his award show more legit. But what he doesn't understand is the things in his award show that happened every year, this year more than ever, okay, is like eye-opening. That the stuff that their award show does discredits what his award show that he's trying to make. Somebody commented on one of my videos and said that Hogwarts shouldn't even been nominated for whatever. And I said, what do you mean? It got nominated for a Grammy. And then they were rebutted and said, well, the Grammys and Oscars are not what they used to be like 10, 15 years ago. They're not valued anymore. Nobody cares. Right? And I'm like, and people care about the video game awards? Right? Nobody cares about the video game awards. Why are you watching? Right? Why are you watching? Right? If you're going to discredit and say, well, the Grammys, no one values them anymore, but Hogwarts is nominated for a Grammy, which in the eyes of everybody for music and score, everyone's like, damn, that's got to be a really good score, right? But the video game awards comes and doesn't, and they're like, they know what they're doing. An organization that's been around for, I don't know, 70 years that nominates great music and scores, right? Says that this is up there with the best of the best. And yet this company goes, yeah, no, they're terrible. No way they got him for a score. Can you imagine if Hogwarts wins that category and wins a Grammy and then it doesn't get nominated for this? Do you think Hogwarts, the guy who wrote the score, would give two shits about the video game award? He would use that as a fucking paperweight, okay? And the Grammy, he would put it behind his shelf so when he does a Zoom call, it's up there. They will stand on the stage saying the friend of Kojima is here tonight and come on to the damn founder of the show and invest in it. Yeah, exactly. He's looking. Did you see the numbers we pulled? Did you see the numbers we pulled? Right? My video game awards show. This is how I feel. He talks after, right? They're like, I don't really know, Jeff. If I had 84 million people watch us, right? Nobody else could do it. It's like a chip on his shoulder, right? I'm not taking anything away from him, but that's the type of person he feels to me, right? What do you mean you don't want to pay for advertisement? We just got Grand Theft Auto 6. We were the first person to get Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer, first time ever. Like, he's not credible. He's using everybody else to make himself credible. Kojima is invested in the show itself. He's one of the founders. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. He's using other people to uplift himself to make him seem like he's more credible. What do you do for a living? I move things from here to there. I'm a consultant. Oh, okay. So did you make the game? No. Did you make this show? No. I didn't do this or this. I'm the middleman. Now, these guys made the show. These guys produced the show. I'm the guy. I'm just the guy in the middle. That's what I do. I'll be honest. I can never take him serious. I can never take him serious because he wears sneakers with a suit. I can't do it. As a YouTuber, I like watching the show because I'm a gamer, right? And I would get to see games, right? I use the Video Game Awards show as E3, minus all the bullshit that E3 does, or used to do, okay? I don't care about the ins and outs of everything, right? I just want to see the games. I just want to see the videos. I don't care about the awards at all. I don't care about who wins, who loses. Go through the awards as fast as possible so I can get to the commercials. To me, the award show is the commercials for the games. That's exactly right, Mo. Want to see world premieres, that's it. I don't give two shits about your award show in between the commercials. In my head, the award show is the commercials to the actual event, which is the actual trailers of the games. I think people definitely give him too much shit. I'm sure he worked hard to get where he is and put the show together. Oh, sure. Sure. What he does, what Tiger Woods does outside of golf, I don't give a shit. What he does on the golf course, that's what I like to watch. What Jeff Keighley does outside and what he does to make the show, fantastic. But I don't give a shit. I see his persona in person, and that's what I judge him on. I've watched him for years of all the interviews that he used to do. Oh, yeah, Dolphin. I remember when he... like, almost 20 years ago, when he used to do the interviews and stuff. Was Jeff running it then? Was Jeff running what then? On Spike TV? No, he was just a host. At a certain point, he probably became a producer. Look, all I'm saying is, if you want to be known as the Oscars or the Grammys, because that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to make a video game award show that's the one-all, be-all, pinnacle thing. And to do that, that's fantastic. I don't look at the video game award show as the Oscars or Grammys. I look at it as the MTV Music Awards. Right? That's what I look at it as. An award show that's just there for the advertisement and whatnot. It's not about the prestige of the people and the fellow actors and directors and people in the industry voting and picking the people in their industry. It's people that are not in the industry. It's people that are journalists and also people that are studios that are voting on things, but now they're skewed based on political things as far as not if this person did a good job or not. It's, wow, should we do that? Because I don't know about the drama with this. I don't like how the Game Awards are viewed as some independent award show for the gamers. Have a look at the site and the founders and tell me what the gamers... All right, look a look. You go about the About section. Is this the advisors right here? The advisory board helps guide and advance the missions of Game Awards. The board is not involved in the selection of the award nominees of winners and learns the results of voting at the same time as the public. Okay. So you got the president of Activision, the CEO of AMD, president EA, right? Kojima, Phil Spencer, Epic Games, Doug Bowser, right? So these people are on a board of advisors. Oh, yeah. Polygons are really good. I love that people are like, well, Phil Spencer didn't pay enough. It's like, they're on the board. This is all good for them. This is all good for them. Look, Rockstar's on the goddamn board. Video Game Awards are the Golden Globes of gaming. Oh, don't give it that much credit, Mo. Not even close to the Golden Globes. The Golden Globes is a shit show, but I'm talking Game Awards is MTV Music Awards. That's what it is. Nothing more, nothing less. If we were still back in the old days, Jeff Keighley's award show would be on like Spike TV. Okay? Would be on Spike TV, maybe TBS. It wouldn't be on the major networks. That's exactly right, Paul. It's exactly right. It should be the peers of the people that make the games voting on people that make the games. 100%. That is what the Academy Awards is. That is what the Grammys are. Okay? Well, actually, I don't know about the Grammys, but I know the Academy Awards is that you have to be in the union. You have to be a part of the directors. You have to be a part of the producers. Okay? And it's people within the actual industry itself voting on their peers. Okay? Because take away the advertisement and what it is. If we didn't videotape and put it on TV, the Oscars every year, they would still have the Oscars. They would still have the Oscars. Okay? They would just be in their own little thing, and they would still be in an outlet, and they would still have the award show. It just wouldn't be televised. But then someone was like, hey, why don't we televise this, and then we can make money off of this because other people would be interested in it. And that's what happened. Right? That is what the award show should be. It should be the people that work in the industry vote for people in the industry. I believe BAFTA Game Awards are the same. Devs vote. I believe so. Let me look. Do they have... What's on membership support BAFTA? Let's see. Top 8 games, which also receive most votes in each category, qualify in the next stage. Eligibility and judging. Who is the jury? Each jury will be compared industry across the range of developers and publishers, and chaired by a member. Yeah, so it's literally across the industry from developers and publishers, and will be chaired by a member of the Bachelor of Games committee. It goes through a first stage, it goes through a second stage, and then it goes through the developers and the publishers. So right now, all entries are received by 17th of November, will be grouped in categories, voted by the games voting of Bachelor members. The top 8 games, which have received the most votes in each category, will then qualify for the next stage, which go to the carefully selected jury specializing in that category. Second stage, any game that has not been released in 2020 by 21st of November may still be entered, but due to the proximity of the online voting and consequences in accessibility, it will be judged by a jury only. These games must be available for the jury by Monday, the 5th of January, and then obviously just insert year. Okay. Each jury will be comprised of industry practitioners across the range of developers and publishers, and will be chaired by a member of the Bachelor Games Committee. It's aimed for each jury to be balanced in age and experience, and with a track record and achievement in the field. No jury will be permitted to sit on the jury, and if he or she has had any direct association with a short list of games, chairs are also mindful of diversity and of the jury, and the juries will also not be exclusively from one discipline. After discussion, the jury then selects on the nominations and winners by secret ballot. Imagine that. Imagine your peers voting on, right? It's not like everyone's going out and voting for themselves, right? Like Activision, Blizzard, all the employees vote for themselves. That's not how it works. It's just stupid. DICE is the one for the devs. Oh, the DICE Awards. When do those happen? The awards show in the video game industry started in 1998, commonly referred to as the industry as the video game equivalent to the Academy Awards. I like how that's considered the Academy Awards. The awards are arranged by the Academy Interactive Arts and Science, held during the AIAS annual DICE Summit in Las Vegas. The format: the nominees in each category are selected by peer panel, assembled by the AIAS, and over 100 video game professionals across several facets of the industry, including developers, programmers, artists, publishers, and which publish the AIAS website each year. The nominees are also voted for the full membership of the AIAS and over 33,000 members. The confidential and secured voting system winners are subsequently announced during the DICE Summit Las Vegas, typical of the February of that year, and due to the approach of DICE Awards, are considered the main peer-based recognition with the video game industry compared to all other major awards. So there you go. That is the award show, not Keeley Fest. Look, they gave 2 winners. You see that? Look at that, multiple Game of the Year awards for independent developers. In 2019, they gave it to 2 games. In 2020, there was 3 games. And then last year there was Stray and Vampire Survivor. More important, any award shows where I can buy the t-shirt you're wearing? Yeah, it should be down below, I think. And you got to remember, this stuff, these award shows, like the actual awards, it's not meant for us. It's about the people in the industry, right? And does someone say award shows don't matter? That's like saying the Super Bowl doesn't matter. That's like saying the World Series doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to us. As fans, you root for your team. But people in Major League Baseball and basketball and football, the only reason they're there is to become the best of the best and win the trophy. That's what they're there for. When you're an actor, a director, you're not going like physically, like you're not beating everyone each year to try to do it. But every time you take a role, you're trying to show that you're the best of the best. And when your peers tell you, you did such a good job, we nominate you for the running of the best actor, actress, director, movie. And everyone's like, yeah, that's good, right? Because it's the people in the industry that understand each other that are giving applause to each other and props to each other, going, man, we did a good movie, but you did a fucking fantastic movie, right? Not this shit that we have. Putting putting games in categories they don't even belong in. That's it, Mo. That's it. Right? And he's doing his job with that, right? He's doing his job with that, right? Because Video Game Awards viewership each year is like ridiculous. Okay? Ridiculous. Look at the stats. Look at the stats. Right? 2014, 1.9 million. 2015, almost double, 2.3. Well, not doubled. Sorry. Right? Just a little bit. Right? Then it went up to 3.8. Then it went from 3.8 to 11.5. Then it went to 26.6. Then it went to 45.2. Then it went to 83. Then it went to 85. And now it's at 103. So, maybe this year it's more. He will never get the level that if he keeps how he's doing. Right now, the show is just too many eyes on the trailers as possible. Yeah, that's it. Jones says, I disagree. We should have different awards for different folks. One for the devs and one for the consumers and / outlets. Yeah, but that's not what this is, Jones. You're not voting on this. If you want one for consumers, the Video Game Awards show is not it. It's like 10% of the vote. Yeah, there's no weight whatsoever for you and me to vote in the Video Game Awards show. If there's truly just one that's out there that was just by the consumers, it would be so broke, first of all, because people would make 1,000 accounts and vote for certain things because of what they like, or they wouldn't vote, or they would. Can you imagine if people could vote, and people would all of a sudden vote for one game that's like shit, it would be on the list type of thing? Too many watching other streamers watching the awards, probably over 1 million. I mean, this is including all of those. This is why they do you can, what's it called? You can co-host, co-stream. They include all of that. That's where he gets the 103 from. That's not 103 million people watching on his stream. What's his channel? Is it the Video Game Awards? Yeah. Yeah. So on the actual award show itself, the live stream got 5.4 million views. That 103 million people watching is everyone's stream. $4.7 million people watched it live on his stream. Or watched it, I should say. Not even watched it live. 5 million. It's the same. That's a great face right there. Right. They just do their own thing, Jones. All right. Let's read this one. This is Fortnite here. 3 new game modes are coming to Fortnite in December. A reputable Fortnite leaker has claimed that 3 new game modes will be coming to Fortnite in December. According to iFireMonkey, we all know iFireMonkey, who has accurately leaked many details in relation to upcoming Fortnite events, collaborations, and features. The game will also have 3 new game modes in December. The first of the 3 game modes will be Lego Fortnite Event, which is rumored to have a Minecraft-like world building. Not much is currently known about the event itself, but according to iFireMonkey, the event rewards will become available on December 7th. I have a question. How do you make an example of, like, this is, I won't even say what this is. The first 3 game modes, right? The first of the 3 game modes will be a Lego Fortnite event, which is rumored to have Minecraft-like world building. You mean like Lego? I love how they say Lego and then they compare it to another building game instead of just building it with Lego. It's a Lego event. It's going to be like Minecraft. Awesome. In addition to the Fortnite event, Fortnite Festival, it will apparently start on December 9th with a racing game mode named Rocket Racing to take place on December 8th. Well, at least they own Rocket League, so it's not that bad. Allegedly, the Fortnite Festival will also contain Harmonix game mode, which is something to do with the rhythm, but what exactly is entails is anyone's guess. On the other hand, there's Rocket Racing event that also has Rocket League collaboration, which has also been rumored for some time now. And then it also has a heavily rumored what a Doctor Who / X Fortnite collaboration could soon be taking place. Although not confirmed officially, it's expected that the event will likely come to celebrate the 60 years of Doctor Who. Has it been 60 years? Jesus. Was first aired in November of 1963 at the end of November of 2023. A special 3-part series of Doctor Who will air, which is David Tennant's reprised role of the Doctor. So there you go. So they're coming out with a rhythm-based thing. They're coming out with a rocket racing event, and they're coming out with a Lego event that's going to be like Minecraft. Man, how bad is that when you think Legos, now you think Minecraft? That's crazy. Lego failed there, huh? I said that in the past. I was like, how did Lego not make a game based on what Legos is and Minecraft does better than what Legos does? Like, we're not asking, like, all they had to do was make a Minecraft game like with Lego. But nope. Minecraft makes a better Lego game than Lego. I do love Minecraft. And they do have some shitty-ass Lego games. Lego World? Was it called Lego World or Lego Universe? Tom Baker's the best Doctor? I haven't watched Doctor Who in such a long time. Why start using logic now? It's true, dude. Why start using it? Isn't it funny in a world? I mean, my name's 30 and still gaming, right? The person that we're taking an article was written by iFireMonkey. It's weird. According to the official source, iFireMonkey, can imagine like if this was actually on a news station, like an actual, like if the news was still reputable, right? According to iFireMonkey, has come out and said it accurately leaked many details in addition. Maybe that's what I should do. I should do a news broadcast. I'll put a suit jacket on and make sure I'm wearing sneakers and no pants. All right, we're on a slow news cycle. Yesterday, Rocksteady released the new Suicide Squad stuff. So we're gonna read a in-game-former or Game Informer little piece here, and then we're gonna watch the trailer again, and I'm gonna kind of like break it down and give you my thoughts. Because yesterday I didn't really give you my thoughts. We just watched it and kind of did whatever. I might regurgitate a couple things that I said yesterday, but we'll have a little conversation. We also have a on our channel. If you go to the community site on YouTube, we do have a poll going right now. So I asked on the poll: are you interested in Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, or do you need more info? Let us know in the comments below. So right now it's 40% say yes, 45% no, and there's only 20 votes, and 15% say they need more info. So go give that a hit. All you have to do is say, I have sources, and then say whatever you want. I have sources. Yeah. Just say anything crazy. I have sources, and then say crazy shit. Why is my audio cutting out there? There should be a link. Travis, what's going on, L? There should be a link. I'm pretty sure. Is there not a link? Let me see. Discord, website, Twitter. Oh, I thought there was. I thought below my video there was a like a storefront. Or is that just on? That's weird. Usually down below, Travis, there's usually like a store there. And I don't know why it's not there. I'll have to try to fix that later. Oh, for sure, Travis. If you, like I said, if you go to a shitty restaurant or a shitty bar, but you have your friends there with you, that bar becomes a much better place. That's weird, because on my... Is it on mobile only? Let me see. Yeah, look. So if you go to my videos, it's hard to see, but down below there's a store. Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, I'm not sure. So it's on mobile, but it's not on PC. Maybe it's not out for everyone on mobile. Let's go on, Soups. Everything's better with friends. Destiny was right. Friends are the true endgame. Speaking of endgame, what in the hell? Okay, I'm gonna mute this and just have it play in the background. Right? What in the hell is the end game going to be in this game? Because yesterday we read through, and I also have a video that I made 8 months ago that I read through the frequently asked questions, right? And one of my things was that they said that all the content, and we knew this 10 months ago, right? We know that 10 months ago, they said that all content was free. Okay? All content was free. All missions, new heroes, all that stuff. And I'm like, okay, great. So I want to have a conversation of what the hell is it going to be like? Because I'm going to compare a lot to Marvel's Avengers only because, one, it's a superhero game, and two, it's a live service game. So those are the two things. It could be completely different than the live service aspect of Marvel's Avengers, and I think this is why they delayed it, and I'll tell you why in a second. Okay? But if I'm playing the game, right, we got our 4 heroes, we got our 4 characters as what it is, you know, Harley Quinn, King Shark, Boomerang, Deadshot. We're playing through the game. I'm going to reference Gotham Knights as well, okay? Made by WB, okay, or published by WB. In Gotham Knights, if I leveled up Robin or Red Hood or Nightwing or Batgirl, all of my characters leveled up with my characters, right? So, okay. We get the game. It's a single player action-adventure, story-driven narrative is what they said. Okay? Now, because it's a single-player action-adventure with co-op, that means the story itself is going to be what it is. Okay? And you can play it by yourself, or you can play it with your friends. But what happens when you're done with the campaign? I got a lot of questions. Because now, let's say I play the game. They say you can play the whole game through with King Shark or with Harley Quinn or with Deadshot or with Boomerang. Now I finish the game with Harley Quinn. Do I have to go through the whole game again to level up King Shark? Do I have to go back and level up Harley Quinn? Do I have to go back and Boomerang? Right? How well did making all the new content work for Avengers, though? That's my problem. When they said free to play, Rose, I'm worried. I'm worried. Okay? Because when they said free to play, I'm like, oh boy. Because what happens now in the end game, okay? Like you buy the game for $60, $70, whatever it is. Okay? You're going to play the game, you're going to beat the game, you're going to put down the game. But then there's that live service aspect of it. And you have 4 characters. So do they all level up at the exact same time? We don't know this yet, right? It's a little weird that we don't know stuff like this yet. But here we are, because the game technically was supposed to be out in May. Okay? So technically it should have been out May, June, July, August, September, October, November. It should already be out for 7 months. Okay? So let's say they bring in Peacemaker. Okay? They bring in Peacemaker now as a DLC character. It comes in the first season pass. I don't know if this is actually happening. I'm just saying this as an example so people don't run with this. Okay? But let's say they bring in Peacemaker, right? Because Peacemaker's going to have a season 2 on HBO, and they said they're going to have a, you know, workaround and stuff like that to bring him into the universe. So let's say Peacemaker's in the game. Well, great. Season pass comes in. Peacemaker's that end character. The Battle Pass is free, or you can do the premium. Okay, this is by their standards of what they said in the frequently asked questions. There's going to be a free Battle Pass and a paid Premier Battle Pass. Let's just say Peacemaker is that final character in that. So now it's free. Now you have to grind, and you're going to grind. You're going to grind either with playing to go through the Battle Pass to get to Peacemaker, or you're going to pay the premium and then get Peacemaker, right? Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Someone's at my door. Chat, you got to give me a second. If you can't tell, I'm drenched right now. I just had a guy come to my house and drive. Like, I don't know why you would do this. I don't know why you would do this. Drove down my driveway. The driveway ends. And then he continued to drive. He almost ran over my dog. And ran over my septic tank. With his big fucking Escalade. Okay. So now I got to go outside for a second. Because I got to make sure he just didn't destroy my fucking septic tank. So, give me a couple minutes. I'll be right back. Chat. People are fucking stupid. Jesus. What's a septic tank? Man, you don't live out in the country, do you? Septic tank is it's a shit tank, like they said in chat, right? So all our toilets go into a septic tank, and then you call a because we're not hooked up to the city. Yeah, Sumo Joe is King Shark. There, I'm so baffled by. You know, I try to be nice, right? But how the fuck are you this stupid to drive on someone's property like that? It's amazing. Sorry. What was I talking about? Well, 76, we have gates. But where my driveway is, we don't have a gate there. But now I'm going to put a big fucking sign up there. It says, hey, dumbass. It doesn't matter if you put a gate. It doesn't matter if you put a sign. It doesn't matter what you do. People are fucking stupid. I'm sorry. People are fucking stupid. When I tell you that people don't know where meat comes from, I'm dead serious. And if I say people are fucking stupid and someone's offended in chat, you might be one of those people. My sources confirm that in fact people are fucking stupid. We had a person. I'll get back to the topic here in a second. But we had a person. All right, we had a person come to the farm and asked if our eggs are fertilized, right? And I said, no, they're not fertilized. They're just, we don't have a rooster in the house, right? Like there's no rooster in this. These are laying, right? So they just lay, so they're not fertilized. And the person looked at me dead in my face and said, oh, so they're vegans then. I'll let you just stew on that for a bit. All right. All right. Back to this. What was I talking about? Live service? Yeah. We're talking about live service game. Okay. And what are you going to do after the game comes out and you play through the story and you play through, right? That's where we were. So I'm done playing with the 4 characters. Peacemaker comes in the game now. And let's say they bring in a new story, right? Let's say the season pass, and I'm making all this shit up, right? Based on just what they've told us, right? So let's say the season pass comes out. Peacemaker's the end character. You can earn him for free by grinding to get to that character, I'm assuming. Or the mission's there. Maybe you do the mission and you unlock him at the end of the mission type of thing. Not really too sure. But what content are you doing? Are you playing the same content you just did? Because in the story realm of the content, if I play the game with the 4 characters, I beat the game, then a season pass comes out, and now the next story comes in. Am I playing the story that I just completed again? Does that make sense in a world of continuing on? Now, I think Rose asked me, let me go back up. You asked something about how did, where was it? Yeah, no, I'm not making this shit up, Rose. I scrolled up. The shit that happens at my house, you can't make up. No, I'm dead serious. It's ridiculous what happens here. What did you say? I don't know. Avengers to me, it's wild. I also love the game, but also about 500 hours in it, and I admit it's a bad game, but I don't want that experience again. You said something about like the I can't find it now, but you said something about like Marvel's. How do they the end game? Like at least in Marvel's, like you beat the campaign, and then you could go play the campaign, but there was like an open world thing, and then you kept doing your dailies and weeklies and stuff like that. But like, I don't want to do what I did in Marvel's Avengers. I don't want to play through and level up all my characters yet again and again and again. I think if they do that in this game, I think they should do what they did in Gotham Knights. In Gotham Knights, they did where you leveled up Batgirl, and then all the skill points and everything went to the other characters. But here's the downside of that. If I level up all my characters that easily, then people are not playing your game. And there's like a balance here, right? Because if they all level up fast and they'll get bored and they'll leave, then you have to bring in new content and the season pass comes and they pay $10. Well, if there's not enough people playing the content for $10 or whatever it is, or buying the cosmetics, then you come down to the point of, well, they're not going to support the game anymore. Here's why I think they delayed the game. The downfall of Marvel's Avengers was from the very start. They were supposed to do what these guys are saying they're doing by season passes and whatnot. And what happened to Marvel's Avengers was that they launched the game and then there was no content afterwards for a long time and it died. And then they were fixing bugs and glitches in that game, and then they waited to release Kate Bishop and Hawkeye and then so on and so forth. But because they were fixing the game 3-6 months after the game came out, they were behind times. So here's what I think. Here's what I hope is happening with Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. It was supposed to come out in May. We got 7 months. We got 8, 9, 10 months after when the game finally comes out in February. That hopefully they were getting all the bugs and glitches out of the game. Polishing, as they said. Okay? Where once the game launches, they were also working on the content that's coming out afterwards, meaning they have stuff in the pipeline, ready to go. Okay? Again, I'm making speculations here, but I have sources. I don't have sources, right? But I'm making speculations here because 10 months later, they work on the game. It was supposed to come out in May. Now it comes out in February. They can make a real simple and smart choice if they delay the game, hype it up again, because they didn't really hype it up the last time before it was about to come out, and then they delayed it. But do what they did for Hogwarts, which they're doing. Segment this month, segment next month, segment next January. Advertise, hype up the game, release the game. Game's out. Story. Great story. Great cinematics, great storytelling. Gets that done. Now you're done. Credits roll. Now you're waiting. It's a wait game. They're like, 1 month later, they're like, okay, after the first month, we're dropping the first season pass or whatever it is. Okay? Season comes out. There's no bugs or glitches that they have to work on, major bugs and glitches. You just play the game. Season 1 comes out, and all of a sudden, now you're playing through the game, and there's content. And you're not waiting on the content 6 months, 9 months. It's just ready to go because they've already been working on it behind the scenes. Hopefully, that's what they're doing with this game, but we'll find out. Travis says, I really do get it now. The more you know. I really do get it now, 30. This is why your settlements have turrets everywhere. And this is why the founders didn't want popular votes, because people are stupid. It's true. What are you talking about, 30? I only eat eggs off chickens that only eat meat. Well, Eclipse, did you know that chickens actually are carnivore? They're carnivores. They will eat. All right. If a chicken dies, the chickens will eat the chicken. They also eat bolts, screws, nuts. Chickens are stupid. Sort of almost as stupid as the people that come to my farm. Let's see here. My biggest issue is all the content will be free forever if you spend money. Right. Stealth posted something yesterday and said that they have the right, with reasonable time, to end the game at any point. that means if you're not spending enough money, we're going to close shop. Travis says, I have a big question, but if there's another game like Gotham Knights where it lives and dies on villains, or if the case villains, you have to fight. It might be. Yeah, it's a live service game. If they don't have enough villains inside the game, which right now we know they have Green Lantern, Flash, Wonder Woman, Batman, Superman. I think Aquaman might be in there, but I'm not too sure. Right? Then we have Brainiac. You might have to fight Lex Luthor, right? So you might have a couple in there, but at the same time, they have to keep bringing more people in. Otherwise, DOA. Eclipse says, Marvel Heroes did this pretty good. You got XP boost every time you leveled up your character to 60 after you leveled up to 5 characters. You had 100% XP boost, and then after the characters went up 5%. Dave Rose says, also, and my other concern is that literally Rocksteady wanted to make this more of along the type of Arkham games, but WB forced them to make a live service to make money. Yeah, but to make money, Rose, just to play the game, though, right? The single player, right? I look at live service like this. If a live service game comes out and the story's good, you get 10, 15 hours, and then with the DLC that they put in later on, down the road, maybe it goes up to 20, 25 hours. I think that's worth it as long as it's a good story and you're entertained. The live service aspect of it afterwards, to me, is just bonus on top if it's good or not. I don't regret playing Anthem. I regret playing Anthem past the game, right? There's a lot of games that I don't regret playing the campaign. I regret playing the game and continuing playing it on when there was nothing to do and waiting for stuff to do. The cinematic cutscenes make it hard to add a 5th character to the story, unlike Borderlands freeform-like cutscenes. Well, Titan, this is the chapter. This is the comic book that you're reading, okay? So Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, that's the comic book you're buying. That's the video game you're buying. After that, it's a next issue. You know what I mean? It's the next comic book. Kill the Justice League, Peacemaker. Kill the Justice League, whoever. I mean, WB has been doing that for other games. I could believe that. Chickens or dinosaurs. Yeah, basically. In fact, WB offered to let them do the Superman game, and they said no. I think the game looks fun, but I'm going in as the mindset of not a live service game. I'm going in as just playing the game, single player, right? And if I can play with a buddy or a couple buddies while we play through, that's fine. Can we both be Harley Quinn? Can there be 4 Harley Quinns in the game, or is it 1 Harley Quinn, 1 Boomerang, 1 King Shark, 1 Deadshot? I don't know. If I level up my character in my game, can I bring him in your game? Or is it, right? Is it like Gotham Knights where you can bring your character in? Or are you using my character? Be interesting. I don't know. Hopefully they do what Gotham Knights did. If you bring your Harley Quinn into my game, that'd be pretty cool. But then how does the leveling up process work? There's so many questions I have I have to ask. I did hear something about Hawkman in this. That'd be cool. This game is definitely lives or dies depending on the type of amount of content they bring in. No sighting of Aquaman. It's kind of sus. Well, there is water out there. It could be an expansion down the line. Who knows? If they do it like a comic book, it's going to be great. Yeah, if they do it like a comic book. Charles says, me and my friends are going to have fun with this. All I care about is fun. There's a man in Florida in control of a truck with an IQ of a chicken at a large. Yeah. Don't insult my chickens like that. I just need Harley Quinn to have a proper assets so I can first descent. Dude, Silent Warrior, we can see her ass, so I don't think the assets are going to be like that. Sorry. The cutscenes problem, again, 2 Harley Quinns, then a cutscene. There's only 1 that appears. Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. I would assume, Titan, that you can't have 2 Harley Quinns. I would assume. Right? But maybe you can bring in, and they'll talk about this, I guess, down the line more. But if, let's say I'm playing King Shark and you're playing Harley Quinn and you come into my game, then you can bring in your Harley Quinn. I don't know. I'm a little sus because there's no UI, but the gunplay that's happening right there, it actually looks pretty good. And the sound, here, let me go to the sound.
The surface. We're getting the hell out of the city before Argus finds us. You in?
But we are working for Argus.
You bloody what? Real slick, Shark.
Good talk. Nice catching up. Give my regards to the locals.
Traversal is at the very core of our game. You will need to be on the move and master each character's movements if you want to succeed. Harley's grapple is made to let her take advantage of the environment to quickly get out of troublesome situations. Or she can use it to quickly close the distance to introduce them to her baseball bat.
Where does that gun sound from?
Swinging from
That gun sounds familiar from something.
the distance to introduce them to her baseball bat. Swinging from the background lets her circumvent the trooper's shields and flank them. It can also let her catapult herself into the air to shoot the corrupted from above. Now that you've seen some of Harley's combat in this scene, let's explore the rest of the squad's unique playstyles in other encounters. Captain Boomerang uses a mix between sniper rifles, SMGs, and shotguns.
What's cracking?
Each character has an iconic melee attack that can be used to create what we call...
That's what it is. I think it is. I think it's the Halo, Jones. Right? I think it's the Halo gunplay. Like the...
It can also let her catapult herself into the air to shoot the corrupted from above. Now that you've set her flank them. It can also let her catapult herself into the air them to her baseball bat. Harley's grapple is made to let her take advantage of the environment to quickly get out of troublesome situations. Or she can use it to quickly close.
I think that's what it is. I look at it as a kind of what was that? I look at it as a kind of like they do with Gotham Knights. Maybe it's the person that starts the conversation as the main point, but who knows? Oh, as far as the cutscenes, right? Maybe it's not in there. I mean, is it immersion breaking if I have my King Shark and then you're playing your game and then he's not in the cutscene? Sure. I mean, I'll be impressed if you can bring your characters into my game. But then how does that work if your guy's more higher level than mine, right? What's the scaling, right? There's so many questions I have about this game. So many questions. I'll be that guy. But why does King Shark have a gun? He's a demigod. I mean, why? You know, why did they hire the Suicide Squad to go up against Superman? Why couldn't they get somebody else? I don't know, right? There's certain things when I look at a game like this. If you don't like the guns, and I'm not saying you, Tiny, if you have a problem with like the guns in the game with the characters, then it's a game not for you, right? I just look at it like you get to fight bare hands and whatnot, melee combat. I don't know if it's a special, right? But it's a comic book, right? Like, where do I draw the line where I'm playing a game like this and I'm like, there's a dude that's a shark I'm okay with that, but I'm not okay with him using a gun. Do you know what I mean? There's a giant skull flying in the air in Metropolis with taking over everybody in the city, where I'm killing everybody, basically genocide inside the game. But I have an issue with King Shark using a gun. I don't know. Right, it's already silly without throwing in the guns. But what I'm saying is, who cares about the guns, right? If you're a diehard DC fan, and maybe this is not for you, I don't know. Like, if you're looking, I look at this and they want to make. They said it in the very beginning, Batman was gritty because that's what they were trying to do. I believe they say it in the very, very beginning here, right?
And who are we killing?
I'm Darius Sadigian, studio director at Rocksteady Studios.
My name is Axel Ribby, and I'm the game director here.
Eyes up, people. Let's go.
At Rocksteady, storytelling and character depth are the core DNA of our game. These are not features, but Rocksteady fundamentals. With Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, we wanted to tell a new story. We wanted to expand the Arkhamverse. Coming from Batman, where it was just from his perspective, just from his lens. Now getting to see the world through the villain's eyes was really the hook for us.
Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League.
Maybe it's so bright and colorful because maybe the bad guys are so hyped up on drugs from being inside the Clang, you know, that maybe this is the way they look at the world. I don't know.
It's a third-person action shooter that can be played solo or with your friends.
It's a story-driven game that highlights Rocksteady's experience in bringing characters to life. As a Suicide Squad, you'll be forced to take on an absolute impossible mission. You must kill the Justice League.
We want the mechanics of the game to really reflect the personalities of the squad.
I'm always first on the trigger.
We want their moves to be flamboyant, exaggerated, chaotic.
Let's make like cheap chewing gum and not stick around.
Now, our 4 members of Task Force X find themselves inside Metropolis.
I'm trying to look at, like, there's pictures everywhere, right? There's a Batman over here. There's Flash over here. There's Superman back here. There's Wonder Woman there. I'm trying to see if there's anything else I missed yesterday when we were looking at it.
At twice the size of Gotham City in Arkham Knight,
Who is that in that picture there? Is that anybody?
it's big, it's loud, it's a battlefield. It's a place built for verticality, mobility, the unique fusion of enhanced traversal, gunplay, and melee weapons, creating a supervillain empowerment that we think is a totally original gameplay experience. There was just an opportunity there to expand into co-op and have this dynamic world where friends can come together to share an experience. Or players can go solo, switching character members between missions while savoring each and every story twist.
Do you feel it? The swell of pride for what
I feel like Sumo Joe sounds too much like Batista from Guardians of the Galaxy with Drax.
we have accomplished together.
We want to welcome you all to the first episode of our new series, Suicide Squad Insider, where we will provide a deeper look into Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League.
Over the next few months, we'll be unpacking the game, answering your questions, and sharing a few surprises as we move closer to our launch on February 2nd. We'll also cover how Rocksteady will continue to support the game and its players post-launch with a huge amount of free content.
On this episode, you're going to hear from different members of the Rocksteady team as we explore more of the game's story, the world of Metropolis, and the core gameplay experience.
The Suicide Squad. A fitting moniker.
Let's jump into it.
Normally, when you make a game in a superhero universe, the protagonist is the best.
Oh, hold on a second.
Normally, when you make a game in a...
I'm like trying to look at stuff that maybe we see in Yeah, it only looks like 5. You can see Superman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, Flash, and Batman in that picture up in the upper left.
Protagonist is the best person for the job. The squad are definitely not the best people for this job. They're the only people available.
Hey! Suicide Squad! Fuck you!
So it gives the narrative and the gameplay a kind of frantic, slightly panicked feeling where they are trying to figure this out as they go. The Arkham games weren't gritty because Rocksteady makes gritty, dark games.
Yeah, it's in Metropolis.
They were that way because that's what suits a Batman story.
Every game we approach that with a similar mindset of just like, how do we enhance that experience? How do we excite players in new ways?
Yeah, new criminal record!
For the studio to try...
Like, here's the question
Something
that I have, right? What would you guys want them to do? Right? Like, if they play it safe and make a comic book game where it's nothing different, it's Batman Arkham, but now it's the suicide. Now instead of being Batman, now you're King Shark and Harley Quinn, and you're going through that type of game again, right? But instead of being what they're doing here, you're just being Batman. Is that what you want? Like, I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I'm not looking for anything from Rocksteady besides a good story, honestly. I'm not looking at them to make, like, I've said this with other games. I don't want the same type of game where I'm playing like Spider-Man, like a game like that, and then put Daredevil, and then put Wolverine, and then it's like the same type of game, but just the new character in the same type of format. Like, I don't want that. That's the formula that we get with Marvel's movies, and they become stale, and that's why people don't want to watch them anymore, right? So I don't know. Paul says, I want a new Batman game. But they've been there, done that, right? You could still go play the Batman games. Just make it fun. I mean, I don't know. For comic book, I don't think Marvel was far off when they did the Marvel's Avengers game. I just think they didn't do it right to do what they wanted to do as a live service game.
New ways.
Yeah, new criminal record!
For the studio to try something new and stretch our legs, that a shooter first with the high, powerful traversal elements was coming out of our comfort zone somewhat, but we wanted to see what we could do to put an Arkham spin on the action shooter space.
Now get your damn gun out!
In true Rocksteady style, the cinematics are kind of the heart of our story. It's the most cinematics that we've ever done, and every one of them is crafted to perfection.
We're not just trying to do what we did before, we're making something which fits the source material that we think will make for an interesting story, but will feel different.
I want to rewind what he just said. I want to rewind what he just said and listen to what he says.
Every one of them is crafted to perfection.
We're not just trying to do what we did before, we're making something which fits the source material that we think will make for an interesting story, but will
right? We're not trying to do what they did before. We're trying to take the source material and make it think and feel, right?
feel different.
So there's the feel different. Give Shark a gun.
To introduce you to our story, let's jump into an early part of the game. Amanda Waller, the director of the government agency Argus, sends the team behind enemy lines into Metropolis.
Harley Quinn, should you not be more cautious?
She ain't wired that way.
Oh, Deadshot.
Hidden in an underground train station, the team finds a secret elevator.
Until we figure out where the hell we are, let's play along with Waller.
Oh, is this a superhero museum? Hate superheroes. And museums.
I've seen it on TV. It's the Hall of Justice.
So let's rob the place.
Obviously, this is your hub, right?
Idiot.
Through these doors lies the inner sanctum of the Justice League. Sounds very grand, doesn't it? And it is.
She's a dame who can almost make me listen to a boring PSA.
Don't touch anything that's gonna set off an alarm. I ain't fighting any supers for you.
I have read much about the Justice League, and still, they are larger than I expected.
Those holograms aren't actual size, Sharkman.
It's so true to the characters that they're in Hall of Justice, and the first thing they think is, what can we steal?
I actually said this when they first showed this in the background. I was like, I wonder if you get to use their actual stuff. And then I was like, these are possible characters that can come into the game down the line.
Hey, man, watch the...
Ah, shit!
glass.
I'm okay.
What the hell you got there?
Thought this baby was a myth. Speed Force Gauntlet. Back when Doc Savannah tried to lift Flash's gimmick.
Miss you, Red.
I'm still okay.
Baby.
Yeah, but Tiny, why is that a bad thing, though? Why is that a bad thing that you play a game for 1-2 weeks and then you put it down?
You found the Riddler's hat of invisibility!
Where'd the shark go?
Children.
Ooh, nothing says international assassin like a frickin' jetpack.
Shit. I'd break my damn neck.
You're probably right. Jetpacks seem more like a Deathstroke thing anyway. Mine.
Yeah, I like the banter back and forth between the characters. If they do the banter back and forth like they do with inside the what's the one we just played? Dark Side? Or Dark Tide, 40K? Where the banter back and forth between the characters, that'd be pretty good. Two weeks ain't great if it's a live service. But the thing is, one, we don't know nothing about the live service aspect, though, Jones, right? To say that it's going to be done in 2 weeks, I'm saying that to him saying, well, if you play the game, you just play through the story, and then you put it down, what's the big deal, right? And let's say it just is 2 weeks, right? You play the story, you put it down, you're like, season 1 comes out, you come back, you play it for 2 weeks, and you put it down. What's the problem? Why do we have to play a game nonstop, 24/7, 7 days a week, right? And sit there and go, oh, they got no content. I don't know.
That, hat's not gonna get you vertical, Shark.
I can make my own way up.
Well, tickle me stupid. Sharks can fly.
All right. New toys, loaded guns. Let's get up on that roof and get our freedom back.
So here we're taking these iconic characters who don't typically traverse the way they do in our game. But that's the beauty of our storytelling. We've managed to take these unique abilities and make that an extension of their personalities.
Our power is undeniable!
He sounds too much like Drax.
We loved working with Gotham and making that a world for players to experience, and we wanted to do that with a new location.
Good to get out of that
We felt that Metropolis was the natural next step to extend that. And what better way to introduce it?
Yeah, but at that point, Travis, we're in the exact same boat that we were with Marvel's Avengers, right? The speculation is better than the outcome. We're like, oh, can you imagine if they bring this person in? And that never happens. We're like, wah, wah. The game fails because our own imaginations make it fail.
Then through an invasion from Brainiac with no Justice League to save them.
Just checking. We're all seeing that thing, right?
The entire game is about fighting behind enemy lines.
Oi, Wally! What the hell have you sent us into? It's a bloody war zone out here. There's a giant skull in the sky.
Congratulations, Task Force X. You're the first assets to make it into Metropolis alive. We're sending a signal transponder to your location.
So you're essentially in Brainiac's backyard.
Your orders are to activate that transponder.
Yeah, I'm playing this for story, and then after the story, if the live service aspect of the game is kind of boring and dumb, then I'll put it down until the next story element comes out, and then I'll play it.
What the hell are those things?
And there's no civilians left. Brainiac's killed them or made them into soldiers to do his bidding. And through this corruption, the people of Metropolis have become extensions of Brainiac.
Yeah, it's crossplay, Travis. We knew it was crossplay 8 months ago, 9 months ago.
Hey guys! Thinking I shouldn't ate that extra tapioca put in my lunch?
What the player knows from our title and what the Suicide Squad is about to find out is that here, the Justice League are the bad guys. They've been corrupted by Brainiac, and over the course of the game, your mission will be to kill them.
Ugh, Green Lantern! Nice! Hey, your face always looks so... what?
Harley doesn't have any innate superpowers, so to go up against these beings that have incredible strength, it's a challenge.
I'm in the middle of a recon for Brainiac. Let's walk and talk. You're talking about, you know, the all-star team of superheroes here. I want you to see this. Pay attention, Floyd.
Let me go home! Please! Get it off! Get it off!
Looks bad, feels worse. But once you've been enhanced, there's no going back. Outstanding. When you face off against the most iconic characters in all of superherodom and the Justice League, it's by many people's definition an impossible task. You're searching for stragglers, augmenting Brainiac's army. The Shark gets it.
The stakes that Rocksteady sets, the challenges they heap upon you as a player.
Time to rally up with Brainiac. Ready to make the leap?
You know immediately, like, this is the tallest task I will ever take on in a video game.
Flash! Brainiac wondered how you got off the ship.
Speedster secret. The League doesn't leave anyone behind. Let's make you right, buddy.
You know, that's just what I was gonna say.
You're gonna be fighting the Justice League.
Hey, Metropolis!
There's nothing more high stakes than the boss battles we have in this game.
These are gods like Green Lantern, Batman, Superman, The Flash.
So, what's the plan?
At that point, the game really opens up. We start to see players look at their weaponry and really ask the question of, like, how am I gonna kill the Justice League?
Yeah, looking forward to killing the Justice League and all, but, well, you know, these guns are a bit shit. No offense.
Then head northwest. That's the last known of a Gotham arms dealer who's dug into Metropolis. Oswald Cobblepot.
See, now the guns are interesting to me because it's like, are you leveling up? I want to know if you can use, like, can anyone use a sniper rifle? Can anyone use a shotgun? Or is it specific weapons for specific characters?
You want to last more than 10 seconds against the League? Cobblepot's been running anti-meta weapons for years. I want him recruited and brought back.
No, we're going back over the stuff from yesterday, Dolphin. We're just kind of looking into it more and having more of a conversation.
To the Hall of Justice.
Oh, I'm gonna recruit the shit out of him.
Since Batman Arkham Knight, the Penguin is no longer confined to Gotham City. He's made a name for himself in Metropolis as the authority on anti-meta human weapons. Now, Waller wants the squad to recruit him for Argus.
I see you stolen traversal equipment. You'll need it to stay off the streets. Setting a new recon point. Go.
At the heart of each character's place
I think the traversal is going to be good. At one point, they say Boomerang can only use 3 types, I believe. Okay.
is their traversal. Traversal gives the player total freedom. Every character has their own way of getting around that determines how the player moves through this world.
Don't like to boast, but how great was I?
Controlling a superhero character is fundamentally it's a power fantasy for all players. We wanted movement through the city to be fun. Just existing and moving around in Metropolis is a good time.
Metropolis
That's true, Titan. They did say Waller said anti-meta weapons. So you go.
is quite a normal city. Well, as normal as a city can be in the DC universe.
We spent a lot of time trying to get that art direction correct, trying to get the feel for it correct. You get to see all the kind of DC lore that builds this space.
Let me do the talking with Penguin, okay?
Not just a building, it's a daily planet. You know, there's a lot we can inject into the city that makes it more than just a city.
Penguin is not truly a penguin.
Yeah, mate.
I didn't hear that yesterday.
And I'm not a boomerang.
It is known for its size, its scale. Anything from the DC lore, you look at Metropolis as the city of tomorrow.
When did Penguin get out anyway?
Out. He was barely in. Money talk, creeps walk, you know?
I hear that.
It's just a great way for players to experience Metropolis in a new way.
I mean, there's possibilities of making, you know, you're in Metropolis now, then they can bring another city in later. Like maybe you go to Gotham. You know what I mean? Be interesting.
G'day, Pengo. Remember me?
No. Ain't this a right rogues gallery? Who's the big bleeder? Think his cousin used to work for me.
Ooh, which one?
Busted him out of a circus. We're getting the hell out of the city before Argus finds us. You in?
But we are working for Argus.
You bloody what?
Real slick, Shark.
Good talk. Nice catching up. Give my regards to the locals.
Traversal is at the very core of our game. You will need to be on the move and master each character's movements if you want to succeed. Harley's grapple is made to let her take advantage of the environment, to quickly get out of troublesome situations. Or she can use it to quickly close the distance to introduce them to her baseball bat. Swinging from the background lets her circumvent the troopers' shields and flank them.
It almost seems like the combo type of stuff that you're doing in Gotham Knights, but instead of the punching combo continuously moving, it's the gunplay.
Her catapults herself into the air to shoot the corrupted from above. Now that you've seen some of Harley's combat in this scene, let's explore the rest of the squad's unique playstyles in other encounters. Captain Boomerang uses a mix between sniper rifles, SMGs, and shotguns.
Okay. SMGs, sniper rifles, and shotguns. Okay.
Each character has an iconic melee attack that can be used to create what we call juggle kills, and also break enemies' shields. Juggling an enemy with a melee attack means they take guaranteed critical hits from all guns for a short period after.
Okay.
Shoot enemies in their legs, and then close the distance to do a shield harvesting strike to get some shield back. Let's shift focus to King Shark.
Cause to celebrate!
King Shark is literally death from above, which he gladly shows with his Atlantean drop attack. He's the character that can take the most punishment. Heavy weapons, assault rifles, and shotguns, and his trusted cleavers, sickles, and combat.
Okay, hold on. He says his weapons again?
Punishment. Heavy weapons, assault rifles, and shotguns, and his
Heavy weapons, assault, and shotguns?
trusted cleavers, sickles, and combat knives for some brawling action.
Okay, so he's got like 6
For the
weapons,
bigger
melee.
enemies, each character gets a super powerful single target attack. The Suicide Strike. This one-shots any enemy hit, but it takes longer to recharge, so it's important to use it tactically. Finally, Deadshot.
See, you're low caliber, and I'm high caliber.
His traversal is made to let him create his own vantage points. This works great with his weapon loadout, sniper rifles, assault rifles, and pistols. For
I might lean towards Deadshot.
more up-close action, Deadshot relies on his iconic wrist cannons. One thing we really wanted to bring into this game was a reimagined version of the Arkham counter system, and mix that with our traversal and shooter gameplay. Introducing Counter Shot. Each enemy has a different reaction to the counter shot. Some will be stunned, some will take damage, some will be interrupted and then get really annoyed. Now let's take a look at Harley absolutely demolish Brainiac's forces with all these tools.
My show's all knock 'em dead material.
I mean, I think it looks fun.
Oswald Cobblepot, my man. Do we have a job for you? Tell him, Quinn.
You're making guns for us now, Bird Brain.
Thanks for joining us for episode 1 of Suicide Squad Insider.
What? I'd already started, so I followed through.
In the months leading up to our launch from February 2nd, 2024, we're looking forward to sharing more details and insights about Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. In our next episode, we'll be deep diving into more gameplay, combat mechanics, and how to take the fight to the enemy in your own unique style.
And what does he say there?
Combat mechanics, and how to take the fight to the enemy in your own unique style.
I gotta put the... What does he say? The next episode will be deep diving into the gameplay, combat mechanics.
More gameplay, combat mechanics, and how to take the fight...
And how to take the fight in your own unique style.
Okay. In your own unique style.
I want to tell you what happens next. Let's call it a sneak preview.
We really
I want to tell you what happens next. Let's call it a sneak preview.
We really want players to...
Is that Paul Bettany?
...feel like they explored all these characters that we bring to life in this DC universe.
I'm going to enjoy this.
You're starting with characters who aren't very powerful, and through the story, you're learning.
Who was there in the
You're starting with characters who aren't very powerful, and through
Oh, it's just a prisoner.
the story, you're learning how to use their skills and become powerful.
We really wanted to deep dive into the RPG system.
You have your enhanced
RPG system?
traversal, you have gunplay, you have weapons, there are upgrades and unique talents. And all of that stuff fusing together to create this kind of unique experience.
Together, we are unstoppable. Join me.
Is that Poison Ivy? And that's Poison Ivy. That's a giant plant coming out of the ground. Nope, Ivy's dead. Well, it's a comic book. And there's aliens invading the planet. So, I don't know. It's definitely a giant plant. Right, exactly. She's dead unless they bring her back. I mean, who else has giant plants? I mean, can't be. She's dead in their canon. Again. Blue Ivy? Sure. Somebody. It's a fucking giant plant. Maybe she ascended to the next realm and she became like Gandalf from gray to white. Who knows? How many people in the realm have giant plants? Maybe it's her sister.
Join me.
Are you kidding?
Too soon.
I know everyone's like, there's no way. The lore says, yeah. And let me tell you what also the lore did. The Emperor died. The Emperor died. Just remember that. Okay. Can't. There's no way. Can't be. It's Barbara with the yeast infection. Gotham Knights is trending. Well, that's because Gotham Knights didn't they just lose a whole bunch of people? They like left the studio. I think Gotham Knights is trending because people left the studio, so I think the game is like dead. Like there's, but then again, it wasn't supposed to be a live service game, so. Look, here's one thing. Why would they do this? Here, I'll show you a site. Right? I like reading between the lines, right? Why would they show this?
Miss you, Red.
Why would they show that? And then you guys are over here with this thing at the end here and going, there's no way. She's dead in the lore. Just saying. Usually writing has, hey, let's concentrate on this. Let's say a line from this, and we'll pay it forward later.
And over the course of the game, you're
Trending because it's officially DOA, no DLC, quite spec. I mean, I think it's trending because literally people left the studio. That's an Easter egg of Poison Ivy. And what about the giant plant at the very end, Jesse? You're saying there's no way? This giant plant coming out of the ground and her saying, I miss you, Red? There's no way? Well, this game's 60 frames per second. They made sure of that. They announced it way ahead of time. If I squint and tilt my head and say enhance, maybe we can see something. No? Doesn't work? Only on CSI? Well, even if in other games, right? People always do that though with comic books for some reason, right? Like when we talk about Marvel TV shows, they're like, "Well, in the comic books, it didn't do it that way," and then all of a sudden, they're like, "Oh, well, Mephisto's coming because it was in the comic books, and that's the way it was written in comics." And it's like, yeah, but that's not the same. They can pull stuff from certain things, but it doesn't have to be the verbatim. The dude says it's clearly the Little Shop of Horrors tie-in. It's Seymour. Or not Seymour, but it's, I forget what the plant's name is. Feed me, Seymour. Feed me. Well, no, but Travis, the people that are not real comic book fans, what I'm saying, even if they're not real comic book fans, for someone to say that this is not going to be this way because of this, it's two separate things. Yes, I understand. Arkham Knight series is part of Rocksteady, and Rocksteady says this takes place in the universe, hence why Ivy said, I miss you, Red, because Ivy's dead, but that's why I said, is this Poison Ivy? And they're like, and you guys are like, no, she's dead. And I'm like, well, it's a comic book. They could bring people back. I don't understand why it's so like unplausible, right? Not that I care if she's back or not back. It's just like people come back all the time in comics. I mean, how are they going to bring Tony Stark back in Marvel's Avengers when they make Secret Wars or whatever? It's going to be a time travel, bring him back, whatever. Silent Warrior says, come on, superheroes and villains are only dead until the next time they show up. That's exactly right. Do you know why they died in Arkham? It's because it was a trilogy and they had to have a payoff, right? Do you think back then they realized they were going to make a game like this and they're like, well, we're out of characters, we killed them all. Let's bring her back. We'll write a story. That's exactly why they killed Batman in Gotham. Gotham Knights, Batman dies. Why? So you can use the Gotham Knights. Do we have a verified death certificate? Gotta make sure. He'll just get downloaded into a clone body. Easy. Copy, fresh start. There you go. That's it. As long as they explain it in one line, right? That's it. Just one sentence. That's all you need. Be like, oh my God, Tony, you're back. Yeah, it's easy when you download your whole life existence into a computer chip and then download it into the next. They'll be like, oh my God, yeah, I was working on this project. Before I died, that you can reclone people or bring them back. Right? That's all I need. Did you ever see the joke about the robot chicken did? I did not. That's what they did in the comics. There you go. I think it'll be time travel, personally. I think they'll go back in time into a place and pull them through the time travel. The plant fed on her and the body became. Look, perfect. Are you ready? I forget how she died, but she became one with the earth, and then she found a way back into the plant, and then she's been simmering there, and then became more powerful than ever. That's it. She fed herself, and the plant thrived underneath the ground by the nurturing care that Poison Ivy. I don't care what you guys say. That's fucking Poison Ivy. I don't care what you say. That's fucking Poison Ivy. That's Poison Ivy. What'd you send me? Okay, I'll look at it later. Power Wash Simulator Back to the Future Special Pack out now. There you go. Eclipse says, oh, it has to be. I mean, a big plant that comes out of the street cannot be poison ivy. I mean, who else would it be? Come on. Well, we'll find out in February when we play the game and it goes through. Maybe it's DLC. Maybe it comes back. Maybe we'll find out more characters in the next... find out on the next episode of... I think Suicide Squad will sell just as well as... or bad, however you want to look at it. Right? Because what I find funny is I believe Gotham Knights, if I'm not mistaken... hold on a second. Let me look it up before I... They don't have the sales records. I think it sold like 2 million copies, something like that. Second best-selling game in the first week. All they have on record here is it sold 3,125 physical copies during the week of release. There's nothing... I remember seeing an article that said they sold... Let's see. Information about the Batman Arkham series. Sold 500,000 copies, but in terms of different meanings in the game, when the game announces gold is development considered. I think the last time I saw it was like 2 million copies, right? But anyway, what I find funny is 2 million copies. Again, I don't know what their budget was and what they wanted to sell. It could be an absolute failure. But when someone looks at Final Fantasy and it sells 3 million copies, they're like, oh, Final Fantasy sold 3.2 million copies. It's amazing. But then when Gotham Knights sells 2 million copies, like, total bomb. Totally broke. Nobody bought it. So I think it sells anywhere between like 2 and 3 million copies. Suicide Squad. And only if then, they actually make a good game. It's a fun game to play. It gets a good story. I'm going to say it's like an 84. Okay. And then, only then, they start adding stuff to it. And people are like, oh, that's actually a pretty good live service game. Or they fuck it up just like everything else for the live service aspect. And it just sits as a single player game. And you play it for 2 weeks. And you put it down, never to watch or never to play it ever again. That's possible. I would assume that's what it is. I think people want a game that, because if you are a DC fan and you are a comic book fan, you want the game to succeed. But then when it doesn't, then people get it's garbage. I don't know. Let me go to, let's see. I'm trying to find, no, let's see. Why does it do that? It doesn't want to look it up. I guess we'll have to go to Google. All right. Do they have the rankings? Yeah. Okay. So here's what happens when you have a superhero game, right? So here's a couple of ratings for Superman or Spider-Man. Okay. So we start off with Venom, Spider-Man, Separation Anxiety. Okay. Whatever the fuck it's called. And that was a 61.5 on rankings, right? Then you have Spider-Man, Ultimate Spider-Man, Total Mayhem, okay? And that was an 85, okay? Then you have The Amazing Spider-Man 2, and that's 57, okay? Then you have Battle of New York, okay, 68. Spider-Man 3, 63. Amazing Spider-Man, back in the day, doesn't even have a freaking rating. Okay, then you have The Amazing Spider-Man, 71. Spider-Man Friend and Foe, 62. Okay, the Spider-Man Edge of Time, 62. Spider-Man Enter Electro, 74. Okay, Spider-Man Ultimate, 79. Spider-Man 2002, 79. Ultimate Spider-Man, 78. Spider-Man Web of Shadows, 77. Spider-Man 2004, 83. Spider-Man Venom and Carnage, 80%. Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions, 76. And Miles Morales, 85. Spider-Man, 87. And Spider-Man 2, which is a 90. My point being is that there's a lot of fucking Spider-Man games, and we all love to play those Spider-Man games ranging from 57% all the way up to 90. So if Suicide Squad comes out and gets a 76, who gives a shit? Because the people that like the game are going to buy the game and play the game. Everybody else doesn't have to buy it. You don't have to waste your money. You don't have to worry about it. It's what it is. But each and every single one of you owned one of these Spider-Man games and you liked it. Okay? And they weren't massive, beautiful hits across the globe. They were niched market. People bought them, and they were average, mediocre games up until this point. So is Suicide Squad, is it going to be like a 40 or a 20? I don't think so. That's because Spidey is Spidey. Doesn't matter. The point, though, Soups, is if you like a game, you're going to buy and play the game. It doesn't matter if it got a 57. It doesn't matter if it got a 90. If you like the character, you're going to play the game. That's the point. I played so many Spider-Man games, I don't feel like I'm missing out on the new ones. They'll still be there, Jones. It's not like they're going to go anywhere. Right? I always find it funny, though, that like Marvel's Avengers, what did Marvel's Avengers get for a ranking? I don't even know. It was like a 70. $67. Still sold like 3 to 5 million copies or whatever the hell it was. It was a bomb because God knows how many how much they paid in for the licensing. Yeah, 3 million copies or so. Now, imagine that, right? Final Fantasy 16, 3.3 million copies. Success. Marvel's Avengers sells 3 million copies. Fucking garbage. You got to pick a side, people. You got to pick a side. What's your number for success? I do that with Batman games. I don't even look at the score. I just like the character. It's exactly right. Batman's Bruce Wayne spoiler No, you ruined it for me. True story. Yesterday, a guy sneezed and said, "God bless you." He goes, "Mind your own business." People are just assholes now. Wait. Did he say that? Oh, he said, "Mind your own business." He said, "God bless you. Mind your own business." Like, what? You publicly sneezed. It is my business. So next time that guy sneezes, Travis, say fuck you. If you're ever around that guy who sneezes again, you just say fuck you. Two things are going to happen there. You say fuck you to him next time he sneezes. He'll laugh or he'll punch you in the face. Either way, I think something good could happen. I had a teacher that used to get mad if someone said God bless you. He was a nurse, and his mom died from getting sneezed on. Really? How did they... Wait a minute. How did they prove... And I'm asking, Jones, how did they prove that she died from getting sneezed on? Like, the only way that would work, right, would be like... achoo, and then death instantaneously, right? Not that it was sneezed on, and then because her immune system was down and she wasn't healthy, maybe could have been overweight, something could have happened, and then she died because she got sick from the sneeze. But the sneeze itself, I don't know. I mean, I'm literally thinking about it now. No, I get that, Chief, but there's also a bunch of germs in the air, right? Someone doesn't even have to sneeze on you and you can get it. I mean, hell, there was a whole thing that happened about 2 years ago. I don't know if you guys know this, right? No, I get that, Jones, but to prove that because it was sneezed on, she died, that would be really hard to prove. You know what I mean? Because I would assume more that the person that sneezed, there was something wrong with the woman that got sneezed on, and her immune system was bad, right? I'm gonna have our best detectives get on it, Travis. It's like a comic book villain. Sneeze Man. Like someone's, I mean, each their own, man. Like someone's angry at sneezes. Can you imagine the guilt he has? Can you imagine the guilt he has? Like every time someone sneezes, he has like emotional trauma. Like he sneezes himself and he's like, oh, God damn it. I could have killed somebody. Yeah. I've never heard that before. Yeah, I've never heard that before. I'm gonna look that up for a second. I don't I haven't seen this before. I love going down rabbit holes like this. I just want to say thank you. Fact check. No sneezes don't cause temporary death. I've never heard that before. The claim that every time you sneeze, you die for a second. The post on social media claims seemingly commonplace bodily function can lead to temporary death. Did you know when you sneeze, you die for a second? Heartbeat stop for a second when you sneeze, and that's why you're dead for a second. One comment reads, and then the next comment says, "I died 15 times today." Oh, sorry. Oh my God. Okay. I don't mean to make light of this. I'm sorry you shared a story, Jones, and now I'm running down a rabbit hole here. Every time someone sneezes, my son sneezes like 12 times during the morning. He wakes up and he just sneezes. So now I'll be like, "You just died." I'm going to say that to him. "You just died 15 times." Let's see. Can you pass out from a sneeze? There's a caveat, though. Some people experience a phenomenon called sneeze syncope. Pronounce syncope. Syncope means fainting or passing out. When this occurs, the sneeze heart rate and blood pressure drop so low that they can feel dizzy or even pass out. My God. You can sneeze. Can you sneeze too hard? It could cause other more serious problems. There are published reports of forceful sneezes causing bludgeoning blood vessels in the brain and aneurysms. So you could sneeze so hard you can give yourself an aneurysm. Here's a fun fact. In some cultures, sneezing is a sign of good luck. Think about that for a second. So your friend, the teacher, his mom, the person that sneezed on her had good luck. Not so much. Right? But one old wise tale says that bad luck to sneeze at the same time as someone you're with. If some Asian cultures, when you sneeze, it means someone is talking about you behind your back. Well, that goes down a whole road now, right? Because all depending on what type of culture that person had, the person that sneezed could have had good luck, or someone behind his back was talking about them, then he sneezed on that woman, and that woman died. Dolphin said, "Next time my children sneeze, I'll say, you didn't try hard enough." I mean, I'm making light of it right now, Jones, but I truly wanted to see, because I like learning stuff every day. I got to learn something new every day, right? You brought up something. I was like, I've never heard of that before. My father-in-law sneezes. I've never heard anyone sneeze this loud before in my entire life. Okay. One time, we were in a cathedral, right? We went to New York, and we walked into that one. I don't know the name of the actual. It's across from where they filmed 30 Rock, right? 30 Rock. There's a cathedral in New York, downtown Manhattan. Beautiful cathedral, right? We walked inside, and he sneezed. And his sneeze is like grand. Like, if you were in a padded room and he sneezed, you'd be like, holy shit, that was loud, right? But he sneezed inside this cathedral, and I mean, everybody turned. They were like, it was like, achoo! And I was just like, oh my God. I was like embarrassed. I was like, oh my God. He sneezes so freaking loud. 76 says, stop. I need to be high for this conversation. I always tell my son if he sneezes, because, you know, some people sneeze like this, they go, and they sneeze like that, where they hold it in. I said, don't hold in your sneezes. He's like, why? I said, you could shit yourself. And then he starts giggling. And yes, I say shit yourself. I'm looking up one more thing. Here's a thing. Could someone get criminally charges on them for sneezing on someone? The internet's such a good place. The internet's such a great place. I'm trying to look it up. Hold on. Let's see. On average, online shopping. No, that's not it. That's not what I want. Could someone... No, stop it. That's overspending. It's sneezing. How can... Okay. No, sneezing on someone would not be considered a criminal act. However, it's important to note that the person intentionally sneezes on someone else with an intent to cause harm or spread contagious diseases. They could potentially be charged with assault or battery. It always is the best practice for good hygiene to cover your mouth and nose and your sneeze or cough, both of you, your own health and the health of those around you. So you could be criminally charged to cause harm and spread contagious diseases. I don't know how that would stand up in court of law, or how you would document that in any way, shape, or form. Great talk today. I know, Soups. This is what you come here for. Just say sorry after, even if you mean it, if you meant it. Yeah, I mean, or when you sneeze on someone, you can just say, I have sources. Just say, I have sources. I don't see why we couldn't be charged. We have to prove intent, right? But how would you prove that someone sneezed? There would have to be cameras and stuff on it. Be like, see, back to the left, back to the left. Like you would have to have camera footage of someone sneezing. There could have been a second sneezer. You would have to have evidence that that person sneezed on you. Otherwise, it's your word versus theirs. Did you or did you not sneeze on that man, the intent to harm? Can you imagine being summoned to court? Be like, Mr. 30, were you in the courtroom, or were you in the were you at the mall on November 12th, 1996, when this person was walking by you? They said they saw you there. Did you see them sneeze on this person? And be like, I think I did. I mean, I wanted to say something, but you know, I had to get. I was doing Christmas shopping at the time, and so I guess I could say he was sneezed. It might have been a cough. I don't know. Was it or was it not a cough or a sneeze? I don't know. I don't remember. Is this you, sir? Did you sneeze? All you see is this? Be like, no, I had water in my ear. I just went swimming prior to that. Sir, you're a liar. When you have water in your ear, you do this. No one gets water out of their head like this. All right. Don't forget, tonight, Generation X Gaming, the weekly podcast that goes over a few of the top stories from the past week, and we rant along the way. Join me and Sarge. There is no stream next Thursday. Next Thursday is Thanksgiving, so there won't be a podcast next Thursday. So this is the last, or not the last, but we do a podcast this week. Next week, we have shows on Monday morning, Tuesday morning, Wednesday morning, and then I leave Wednesday right after the show. So it'll be an early show on Wednesday. And then I'm gone Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and we'll be back the following Monday. So just heads up, little housekeeping here, So we have the show tonight. There's no podcast with Lono tomorrow for me. I have to go volunteer at my son's school and make sure no one sneezes on me. Kids are germs, man. They're everywhere. So I got to do a school thing tomorrow. And then I'll be back on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and no show at all Thursday. But we'll have uploads. We'll have uploads all next week, hopefully. So other than that, appreciate it very much. I'll see you guys tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern for the podcast. And you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace.